planning your trip to Switzerland, this video will literally save you from the most commonly made tourist mistakes, from wasting money on the travel passes or missing the real Swiss vibe. Let's get into the 10 common mistakes that you should avoid.
The shadows play, the wind hums songs at the break of day, whispering pines, secrets untold, carrying tales only the forest holds.
So guys, let's start from planning your itinerary. So if your itinerary looks like Zurich, Lucerne, Interlaken, Zermatt all in 3 days, then it's gonna be super hectic. Like, you will only be rushing from train to train and not enjoying the real Switzerland. You will be actually missing the real Swiss beauty. So it's very important that you slow down at buffer time, sit by the lake, walk through the Swiss villages and just enjoy. Like, Switzerland is not a checklist country, it's like pause and breathe type of country. So guys, the next one is blindly buying the Swiss travel pass or any other pass. So while you're doing your research or while you're planning your itinerary, you are going to definitely come across the Swiss travel pass or the half fare card and or the day passes or the Jungfrau pass. There are a lot, but it's not compulsory that you need to buy those passes. Check if those passes are going to be beneficial for you based on the itinerary that you are going to plan, and then only you buy it. If you can also buy the point-to-point train tickets as well. Also do check the SBB website because there are a lot of offers they keep on updating, so you can grab a lot of discounts and offers while your travel date. And make sure you make the reservations wherever required. Few trains do require reservations, and if you're not gonna do that, you are gonna get caught up with a huge fine. And also, these trains do have first class and second class. Make sure you check that as well while booking your tickets. So guys, your other thing is the excuses that we are gonna make. You happen to by mistakenly get into first class and you have a ticket of second class. Checker checks your ticket and it's not there, then it's gone. Like, they are gonna take that money from you. You are gonna pay a huge penny out of your pocket. So make sure you don't do that. Be there before time, catch the right train, get to the right compartment and save money. Now also wait for mistake number 7, because then we will be talking how packing wrong can really ruin your trip even more. Planning only mountains. Guys, everybody goes to Matterhorn, Jungfrau, Zermatt, and you should, definitely you should, it's beautiful. But again, keep a mix of itinerary. Include lakes, local villages, local restaurants, so that you experience the real Swiss vibe. You might have seen that postcard view or in the movies. This beauty you will only get in the suburban areas. So make sure you create a mix of everything in your itinerary so that you experience a beautiful, more beautiful Switzerland. Okay, so sometimes it happens that we do not know where to book our stay. Like, Switzerland is overall super beautiful, but sometimes while we book our stay at the center, we really miss that Switzerland or original beauty of Switzerland that we have seen in postcards, movies and television. So for example, while we went to Interlaken, the center of Interlaken is mostly concrete and you can see a lot of buildings there. But just a nearest village is where we booked our stay. So guys, the stay that we booked at Interlaken was 15 to 20 minutes walk from the center, which was very much doable for us. and it was a small village named Unterseen. More of the details of this village and our stay I have put it down on the previous video where we spoke more on the realistic 3 days itinerary for Interlaken, Lochbrunn and Grünterburg. You can check that out if you're planning to Switzerland. That's the most visited place here in Switzerland, so maybe that helps you. So staying at the center can be a little expensive than staying at a nearby village. The villages are not so far. So this was the chalet that we stood at. It was amazing. The view was great. We had the breakfast in the morning, which was wow. And another cheap stays you can check out as
Eselt World or Bereed or Brian's.
Or even while you're at Lucerne, you can check these places like Bin or Deichsheber. Consider looking your stay also in the suburban area so you experience better. So basically, if you're staying 10 minutes away, you're gonna experience 10x better vibe. Book your stay, beautiful guys. So there are 4 main seasons in Switzerland. Summer is definitely a perfect season to visit because the days is gonna be long, so you have a long day to explore. You can have a good coverage while it comes to your itinerary, but again there is a shoulder season that happens mostly in November and also in March. That is a shoulder season where most of the tourist places are closed, the cable cars go under maintenance, so all of that happens. So it's better that you always check before you plan those places to visit. So during the shoulder season, the weather is gonna be crazy. Summer, we can say it's 100% perfect to visit. It's gonna be hot, but again, you can explore better. But when it comes to shoulder season, it's kind of cheap to visit at that period because a lot of offers do happen, restaurants do open up. Of course, there are disadvantages, like said, the cable cars or a few of the places are closed, the maintenance happen. The weather is crazy right now. When I started the video, it was sunny, and right now it's raining, guys. Look at it. So yeah, that's all the disadvantages. I have made another video talking about the spring and how beautiful it turns up when the spring seasons come up. Everything is open, the flowers come up, and Switzerland has another vibe. But again, it's the smartest time to visit. All of the details, why and why not, the advantages and the disadvantages I've added onto that video. You can maybe click and check that video as well. And again, if you're coming to Switzerland for the first time, I think summer is a better option because you get a lot of time to explore. But if it's your second time or you're just coming to relax and unwind, December has whole another vibe because it's Christmas, and again May it's spring. It totally depends on your travel mood, style, and what you prefer, guys. It was just another additional information which was not required and I just happened to share. But yeah, let's move on to the next one. By the way, guys, the mistake number 6 and mistake number 4, yeah, combined can itself save you a lot of money, so don't miss those. So here is another mistake that drains your budget super fast here in Switzerland, is that you go to a restaurant and you order for a salad and a drink, and suddenly you get a bill of 25 to 35 francs minimum, and that might really affect your budget. If budget is not an issue, definitely you should go and try restaurants here, 100% recommended. But if budget is something that you're keeping in mind while you're traveling, which is good, you should definitely try the supermarkets here like Migros, Coop, Lidl, where you can get quick grabs. So this is very common here. This is what most of the travelers do here. So you don't need to feel awkward for that. It's like a culture here. And also, if you again want to save more, book your stay like an Airbnb where you can cook food. This is again also very common. You take the groceries from the supermarket, you come to your Airbnb, cook, and then carry your food, enjoy. you can have it anywhere. Enjoy in the train, get a scenic view and enjoy your food. So while you're on a train in the morning, you can find everyone has carried their own breakfast, everyone is eating by their own, or maybe just a croissant from some supermarket. So the culture is like this here, guys. So keep it chill. I think you can plan your meals, like which one should you have outside and which one maybe you can carry. It all depends, okay guys? It's just a suggestion. Thank you. So instead of spending like a 25 CHF on one meal, you could literally eat around 5 to 8 CHF from supermarket and save the money for mountain excursions or scenic trains. So the next one is on the Swiss weather. The Swiss weather can change really fast and layering is the only key. Make sure you pack your clothes accordingly. Jackets if you have planned to go on the higher altitudes where you can find snow all year round. Make sure you carry jackets and comfortable shoes. I would totally not recommend carrying sandals or heels because you are gonna walk a lot here. So shoes and clothing, if these both things are like perfect, you are gonna save a lot of energy. So I think comfort is always better than the Instagram outfits. Pack right, guys, that is really very important. Another thing is also don't forget to carry the adapters. Mostly here you can see a weird rectangular frame, so if you have some circular adapters that are not gonna fit in here, it's always better to carry these type of adapters. And if you wanna have the link of this, I will put it in the description box below, and I hope that helps. So here in the suburbs or outskirts, while you go, they still accept cash, and there are so many places where they don't accept cards, and it's always recommended to carry cash. And most of the toilets or parking, if you're driving across Switzerland, they all require coins. So for a safer side, carry cash. For here, the digital payments happen through Twint or Wise, like that's most I've seen. So guys, Switzerland takes Sundays very seriously. No shops are gonna be open on Sunday. Even the police stations are closed on a Sunday. So now you know. So if you're planning any kind of shopping, like shopping of souvenirs, clothes, or any chocolates on a Sunday, then I think that's a wrong day. Make sure you shop during the weekdays. Just a recommendation, guys, in case you want to buy some chocolates, you can buy it from the supermarkets like Migros, Coop, Lidl, Aldi, Denner, where you get super deal. Like it's cheap there and there is no compromise on the taste or at the flavor, nothing. You can trust and literally buy. The food quality here is really good, so I think you are going to be satisfied with that. So if you're expecting you will get Wi-Fi here somewhere for free, it's not there, guys. But a lot of companies sell Europe roaming packs or EU roaming plans, which actually work across countries like France, Germany, Italy. But here is a problem, guys. Switzerland is not a part of EU and you are not covered. If you're buying those packs, you are not covered under those free roaming rules. So before you travel, always check this. Does your plan explicitly mention Switzerland, or does it only say EU or Europe, or what are the roaming charges if that's not included? So keep this in mind. This is a very huge mistake that people make here. Always the safest option are to buy a eSIM. So get an eSIM which clearly includes Switzerland, buy a Swiss SIM at the airport, or take an international roaming pack that specifically lists Switzerland. And honestly, having a mobile data in Switzerland is a lifesaver because you would require frequently for the maps, for train timings, for train bookings. Guys, everything work on a phone here, so you should not compromise there. So honestly, I personally have been using Saily while I have been traveling countries across Europe, and it has been super easy and beneficial during my travel. It has helped me in the worst conditions as well. Recently we traveled to Naples and my internet was dying there, but Saily, guys, it helped me. And the best part is you activate it before landing and the internet starts working almost immediately once you arrive. So if you want, I will drop the Saily Switzerland eSIM link in the description box below, and I also have an additional 15% discount code for you guys. So if you're planning your trip to Switzerland, definitely you can use that. Trust me guys, having internet in Switzerland is not optional. Your trains, your map, your bookings, everything depends on that. So please do not compromise on the internet here. So that's it guys. If this video was helpful to you or if it has saved you from even one mistake, then don't forget to hit the like button. I actually had a lot of mistakes, but putting all together into one video would have been super long, so I'm planning to create a part 2 of this when we'll talk more about these mistakes so that you don't make it while you visit Switzerland. So for that, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload the video, and I'll be coming up with more Switzerland or Europe travels that we had, tips, recommendations, and how to save your money and how not to make the mistakes that we made. So all of those content will be coming up soon. So until then, take care guys. See you soon on the next one. Bye.